Alright, thanks for coming along with this journey. I'm getting this LS1 into my Lexus Is300. This whole mess on the ground of spaghetti is, that's all my mission stuff. I gotta mess with the harness to get it to work with the Lexus, but that's gonna be a whole nother video. Today, I'm just gonna be going over the heads. I'm gonna be cleaning up the valve covers. Right now, everything's just kind of set in place. There's no gasket or anything. Everything's just set here. I need to take the manifold off, take the heads off, get them cleaned up. Get some new head bolts in here and torque it down. And in the meantime, I might as well kind of talk about these heads and why they're different and other heads out there, and I might as well make this an entertaining and an informative video, I guess. But let's get started. So I got these heads from a buddy of mine. They're from a 98 C5 Corvette, LS1 obviously. You'll notice what's different about these is the valve cover bolts on the perimeter of the valve cover. This style head was only available for the first 2 years of the LS engine. 97, 98 had perimeter style valve covers. That means that the heads are unique, the valve covers are unique, and also the coil packs are unique because they mount directly to the valve cover. The casting on these is 806. If you ever want to find a casting mark on your heads, it's on your driver's side head right here in the corner, stamped 806. Alright, so this is what I'm working with here. Even though it is an older set of heads back from 98, they're well over 20 years old. They're actually in really good shape. He said it was a low mile C5. It was his mom's Corvette. So yeah, it's low mile, taken care of. They look really good. Maintenance and everything was, kept up. And you can tell easily by how it looks on this side of the head, where the valve train is. This will be really nasty. It'll be stained, have some sludge. If it wasn't well kept, this side would not look as clean as this one does. But fortunately, this one is clean. All I really got to do is clean up the combustion chambers because those look pretty untouched. And I'm going to show you a trick I like to do to see if the valves are sealing, to know that if I need to lap the valves or not. Well, pretty much all I do when I put them in the parts cleaner is I fill up the ports with the liquid, with the bar saw. And if it's holding the liquid, if it doesn't leak down or bleed out, that's a good indication that the valves are sealing good. If one of the ports is bleeding out, leaking the fluid, then obviously I should probably lap the valves. And as far as the valve seals, I do plan on going aftermarket springs. And nowadays, typically when you get springs, they also come with new valve seals. So when that time comes, when I do put the new springs, I'm also going to do the valve seals at the same time. Let's get this cleaned up. Okay, so to clean up these heads, all I'm going to use is some Tough Stuff, because this is like the only cleaning shit I have on me right now. And then I'm going to hit it with the wire wheel. so a quick, easy way to see if the valves are sealing good. This is what I was talking about. All I do is just fill up the ports and let them sit, watch them and see if they leak. Yeah, so all I do, just fill up all the ports like that and literally just let it sit and see if it holds the liquid, and if it does, then good enough for me. Alright, so I ended up getting busy. I had to walk away, shoot, probably for like 20-30 minutes by now, and I came back to check all the liquid in the intake ports, and they're all exactly where I left them. Let me show you. Yeah, so all the levels are good. That's just a quick getaway to see if the valves are sealed good. Because when I was messing with my Honda, I did the same little test. One of them leaked down, so I had to get one of the valves and lap it. And then after I lapped it, it held liquid. So I'm gonna do the same with the exhaust. I'm gonna flip it over, see if they're sealed nice and tight. Just go through it a little bit more, clean it up real good, and get this sucker on the block. So I thought it'd be kind of neat if I paint the valve cover GM orange, just like the block here. So I'm gonna pull off the coil packs, take off the oil fill tube, take off the bolts along with the grommets, and I think I'm gonna give it a coat of Chevy orange paint just to kind of match the block. I don't want to overdo it with the orange, and matter of fact, I might even use the Corvette fuel roll covers, which covered the coil packs and everything. So if I do go that route, you're not even gonna see this anyway, but at least when the covers popped off, it's gonna look, look nice. And I'll see if I can come across new hardware, because this stuff is looking pretty old and dated. Alright, so hopefully this sets up overnight, so tomorrow morning I can start to reassemble. I'll freshen up the coil packs, clean that all up, and get some new hardware, and hopefully my head gaskets and new head bolts come in so that I can start to put the heads back together. Alright guys, so I came in, nice and cured, paint's dry. I went ahead and did the other side as well. Got some new hardware, but these two had to be reused to clip on the harness. And I kind of cleaned up the harness as well. I just kind of went over with some tape just to make it look fresh. I do kind of want to run the Corvette roll covers, and I'm not exactly sure how they clip on. From what I understood, they clip onto these, but I'll talk about that when I get there. I kind of like the way it looks now, but the Corvette covers, I've always been a fan of those. I haven't really made up my mind what I want to do yet. But I do have my starter. The starter came in, the head bolts came in, but unfortunately the head gaskets are not here yet. I really wanted to end this video with me like torquing down the heads and that being done, but they should be here Monday, and then I'll go ahead and get the heads torqued. Okay, so yeah, hopefully next video I will be torquing down the heads. I'm still doing a lot of cleaning up of the harness. I'm going to see if I can make this a video on its own. It's way too much to even attempt to try to explain what I'm doing. Like adding on into this video, I just need to do a whole dedicated video on that, because this is something else. Yeah, this is kind of, it's gonna cost you like $100 to build my own harness, or you can go out and buy one, maybe like $300 or $400. I'm pretty confident I can get this sorted out. To me, it's not that complicated. But if I do have any issues or run into weird stuff, I might just buy a standalone harness for $300 or $400 and be done. But I'm gonna at least give it a shot and see what I can do. So I thought it would be cool. One last thing before I go, I thought it'd be cool to fire this engine up while it's on the stand. That way, you know, I can get all the bugs worked out. I can know for sure that it's a running standalone system, and when I drop it in my Lexus, it will be 100% ready to go. I don't want to have it in the car, wire it up, start it, and then, you know, what if it has a knock, or what if some sensor isn't working, or blah blah blah. Like, I just think it'd be cool to know that it's 100% before I even drop it in the car. So that's one thing I'm going to work on. I've got my camshaft position sensor, the oil sending unit. It doesn't need that to run, but I do need my map sensor. I need my crankshaft position sensor, which is down, hiding down here somewhere. I need a lot of stuff. I need to buy some pigtails for the TPS and IAC valve, because this guy said this harness came from a 2002 Silverado 5.3, when in reality it came from an Escalade. And the reason I know it came from an Escalade is because it has a drive-by wire pigtails on the harness. They're not matching up here. They're meant for a drive-by wire. Well, that's just an electronic throttle body, not a cable-driven like this one. And with the 411 ECU, where's that sucker at? Yeah, pretty much. So with the 411 ECU, if it was drive-by wire, basically that was only in a handful of things like Escalades and Denali's and shit like that. But yeah, I guess that's a wrap for this video. Like, subscribe, comment. See you in the next one. Later.